Fred here, welcome back to the Gear Obsession channel. In this episode, we'll be taking a look at the Spyderco Native 5 Lightweight. Okay, I just noticed I was holding it like this. That was... Anyway, let me hold the Spyderco Native 5 Lightweight. Lightweight. Okay, I really digress. Anyway, I've been wanting this knife for a very long time, just as long as my Spyderco Mannix, and they complement each other really, really well. And we'll be going over that. But if you're interested in this knife, I'm still doing it. If you're interested in this knife, I went ahead and provided the link in the description box below to Amazon, where I provided an affiliate link. So it doesn't cost you any extra money, but it helps me out, helps support my channel, which I really appreciate, so I can keep on bringing you great products just like this one. This is a great product that you see right here. So what I have here for the purpose of this knife is a outstanding lightweight EDC knife. EDC being everyday carry. That means you carry it with you all the time. It's so lightweight you won't even know it's in your pocket. So let's take a close look. First, let's talk price. When I purchased this knife, it was $75. Right now it's being listed on Amazon for $85. So obviously it sort of will fluctuate between apparently $75 and $85. So when you click the link, you'll know the price. Features of this knife that really stand out for me is the 4-point positioning of the clip. You can see there's some screw holes right here, right here, right here, right here, which the clip is in those 3 holes right there. So tip up, tip down, left-handed, right-handed, really, really cool. And if you notice, you see how even though this is an FRN scales, by the way, there is sort of like metal inserts where those screws have to go. So you're not screwing into the plastic, you're screwing into metal, which I like that. Next thing is there is a lot of jimping. You have jimping right up here, and it's very, very good jimping. You can see how it's holding my thumb. And you have jimping down here in the 50-50 choil, which is the other thing I like about this knife. You can hold it conventionally, or you could bring your finger up to the 50-50 choil, 50 being 50% the blade, 50% the scales or the handle right there. But it makes it so you have a lot of options. So let's say you're doing some fine work. You can go ahead and choke up on the blade. Let's say you're stabbing somebody, you want that little extra reach. You can take care of that. And again, FRN scales right there. Other things, the locking mechanism is a very strong lockback right there. Let's listen to this click. That's a solid lockup if I've ever heard one. So you can see, nice lockback right there. Also, another standout feature of this knife is the full flat grind from top to bottom. So it's very good for food preparation, slicing, fruits and vegetables and whatnots. I never ate a whatnot. Must taste like a knot. Alright, specifications. The blade is 3 inches long. Its blade shape is a leaf shape. Looks like sort of a leaf. The closed length of this knife, when you close it up, is 4 inches, which is quite small for that size blade. Overall length when open is 6 inches, or 6 7/8 inches. The steel. Now this is going to get a little lengthy here. The steel is CPM S35VN. The hardness of this heat treatment of this steel should be around 59 to 60 HRC. And let's talk about the S35. It came around in 2009. It was introduced by Crucible Steels and Chris Reeves as a incremental or minor update to the CPM S30V. It is easier for them to machine and polish than the S30V. Its chemistry has sort of been rebalanced so that it forms some, I can't pronounce this words, niobium carbides, along with vanadium and chromium carbides. By doing that, they add to wear resistance, it improves toughness, and it resists edges, chipping on the edges a little more than the S30V. So you should be able to see just a little bit of improvement over the S30. So it's a better steel than the S30 by an increment, by a little bit. Would the common folks notice any difference? No. Will the knife specialist, the YouTube or chair knife specialist, whatever, notice a difference? Sure, I guess so. Me, will I notice it? Me, everyday kind of guy? No, I probably won't notice it because cutting cardboard, paper, whatever. The only thing that I might notice is that maybe I could cut a couple of extra sheets of paper or open up a couple of extra boxes before I need to sharpen this, because that retention is just a little bit better than the S30V. Weight. Here's another standout feature. I should have put this in the standout features at the front of this video. The weight is unbelievably light. 2.45 ounces. That is extremely light. If you were to order this knife and then you pick it up, or if you had gotten this knife and you pick it up, you're going to go, oh, that's a toy. That feels cheap. Well, you're going to have to, some people need to get it in their head, including myself, that lightweight doesn't mean cheap. I mean, for the most part, I like heavy knives. So to me, good, solid quality means it weighs a lot. Well, that's not the case with this knife, because you have very good materials. Obviously, the steel there is exemplary. It's premium steel. It is super steel. The FRN, although it's a cheaper material than, let's say, G10, that's done to keep this very lightweight. But what Spyderco does to make this really good is they put this aggressive, not overly aggressive, but aggressive texturing on the knife. You get these, let me see if I can sort of bring this in a little bit. You can, it's sort of like little triangles. It's sort of shaped like, I don't know, sort of, whoop, whoop. How can I describe this? It's sort of like that, you know, where the ramps, they're sort of like a ramp, and the ramps are all going in this direction on this side, and the ramps are all going into this direction on the other side. So back here, you can see how I'm pulling the knife back. Well, it slips, see? And that's the opposite here. You can see how I'm pushing it. Well, it slides here because all the ramps are going that way. So what it does is it provides two-way traction there, and actually, yeah, basically two-way traction. So it really helps you get a really good purchase. So between that traction on the FRN, the jimping on the top, the jimping over here, you definitely have a good handle on the handle. It's really amazing. And by the way, this is made in the USA. Not only is it made in the USA, it is made in Golden, Colorado, USA Earth. I like how they say that, Earth. See, they say that right there, Earth. By the way, big old Spidey hole right there. For those of you who have used the Spidey hole and use it with in your daily switch up or your daily knife right there, trying to go back to anything else is hard. You get used to that Spidey hole. It's hard to get used to anything else. Now I haven't done anything with this, so it's still a little stiff, so you got to really use a good wrist action to get this open. However, it does break in, or you could always oil it up. I did not. I just wanted you and me to experience the out-of-box experience. So pretty neat. By the way, if you don't like the lightweight, they have regular versions with G10, the heavier kind of thing. So why did I get this knife? Why did I get this when I have other Spydercos like the Delica and like the Manix that I had just gotten? Because this sort of brings two features together, features that I like in this, the Manix, and features that I like in the Delica, and they put it in here. And the feature that I like, and the reason why I had gotten the Manix is because I love the 50-50 choil right there. So you could hold it here, you could hold it here, you could hold it here, you could hold it here. So it gives you two options. Fine work, stabbing, giving it an extra extension there on that point to whatever you're pointing at. The other thing is the lightweight, the very lightweight of the Delica 5, because it has the G10 scales and it has that same type of traction going on. right there on the scales, and it's a Lockback. So it sort of brings those two together here. Of course, there are other Spyderco knives that also have these kind of features, but I really like this one. Another thing I like about the Native 5 is the blade goes into the handle a lot more than the Delica. You see the Delica sticks out here, so if you're someone like me who has keys and change and everything, rocking and rolling them in your pocket, I worry about it banging on the metal here, so this sort of protects the blade just a little bit more than the Delica. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm sort of all the things that go through my head when I ordered this knife. So let's go ahead and run a couple of tests here. I have some notes that I took from my last video ready to go. So, blade centering looks really good. Right on, no problem. How about retention? Okay, you could hear that little bit of a click, and I'm really whipping that down there. So retention is very, very good, very tight. I like it. Let's go ahead and pop that out. Lock up. Not only does it sound solid, it is solid. It is as solid as it sounds. Amazing. And it's that real deep lock up. I mean, watch this Lockback right here, the lock. How far I got to bring this up to get it to finally break. So really, really secure. You don't have to worry about this knife cutting your finger. As a matter of fact, another thing I like is, if you're the type of person that likes to do that one finger closing like me, watch what happens if I just keep on going. See? Another nice thing about a 50-50 choil is it can protect your finger from getting guillotined. Really nice. So another nice feature. Although, you know, no one's going to say they recommend one-handed closing of a Lockback, but if you're going to do it, this is a good knife to go ahead and practice. I'm not saying that you should do it, but some people like to. Alright, next test. We're going to cut some stuff. Let's cut some paper. Let's see how sharp it is. And amazingly sharp. That is one of the sharpest knives that I have. I'm push cutting there, by the way. Look at that, all the way down to the tip. Out of the box that I've experienced this year. That is amazingly sharp. Alright, next, let's see how we do with cardboard. We got some cardboard here. This is some addition. Alright, so cuts cardboard amazingly well. This is a really, really good slicer. I am shocked and amazed how sharp this knife is. I like it. I don't know what else I can do to test it. Oh, I heard somebody. Wood. Got wood. Let's, I do this test. I get criticized for doing this test because they say it's no way to treat your knife. Well, you're right, it's no way to treat your knife, so I'm doing it for you. And what I'm doing is I'm checking for fundamental heat treatment problems. Again, this thing's supposed to have a hardness of 59 to 60, so it should be able to handle this. This is soft pine, very soft pine. And I do this because if that tip breaks, I'm going to be kind of disappointed in the heat treatment, but it's done well. In the real world, you're not going to do this unless an emergency maybe, and you need to pick something out of a tree, I don't know, something, who knows. Alright, so I think I covered everything on my notes. I am ready to go topside. It's an amazing knife. They're not too much, there's not too many steels better than this steel. Maybe the CPM 90 is better, but 35, it is up there near the top. There's maybe about 4 or 5 other steels that are used in knives that are better, but you're going to pay a lot. But this is a pretty amazing steel. Look up Crucible steel. It's pretty amazing how they do it. They make it starts out as a powder, and then it gets sort of squeezed and heated into a solid piece, and it allows the particles inside here that make up the steel to be finer, and there's advantages to that makes the steel better, tougher, better edge retention, while still being able to tool and sharpen. So very amazing steel, still razor sharp. I just cut that cardboard and stabbed with wood, and we're still just amazing. I really, really like this knife. For pros, extremely lightweight, great everyday carry, and it's just so ergonomic as far as moving up and down and everything. But that's sort of a double-edged sword, because here's the con. The con is also the ergonomics, because if you have big hands, and I border on a big hand, you might have a problem with this handle. And let me show you something. Here is my Delica, which, by the way, has a blade similar in size, or at least in length. Delica, Native 5, just in case you get mixed up. When I hold this, my whole hand fits on that handle. Very ergonomic handle. I love it. With the Native 5 lightweight, big hand wraps around. You could see some of the handles getting wasted by that 50/50 choil. Not wasted, but utilized differently. So guess what? See how my pinky is riding on the edge there? If you have a very large hand, that pinky is going to be just sort of flopping around in the wind. So some people might find that as a hot spot on their pinky, depending on the size of their hand. So the answer is you move up and you use that 50/50 choil, but you might not always want to hold your knife like that. So that's something I'm letting you know. It's a con. It's out there. I'm not here just selling products trying to make money off of everybody. I'm letting you know the pros and cons to everything. Another con is that, let me fold this up a little bit. The handle. The handle's a little blocky, as you can see right there. It's blocky, let's say, compared to the Delica 5. The Delica 5, they sort of bevel and round the scales just a little bit, whereas, or a lot. I misspoke there. They sort of bevel it pretty good. Whereas with the Native 5, they do it a little bit less. I mean, it's still beveled. It's not a sharp edge, but it's a little more blockish, a little more Lego-ish. So in fact, if I had to describe this knife right now, because it's FRN, which is plasticky, and it's sort of square-y, I would say it's sort of Lego-y. Sort of a Lego. So it's not as comfortable as, to me, as the Delica 5. However, the Delica 5 doesn't provide me with that forward 50/50 choil, and also it sort of sticks out a lot more out of that handle. Again, another thing that's a little different is, since this hole is way out here, it's a little more comfortable to deploy the blade. Whereas with the Native 5, since that hole is in closer, your finger starts out way back here to deploy it. So the deployment feels a little bit longer. So those are the cons. The only cons that I could find with this knife. Everything else I love. I love, love, love. This makes a outstanding EDC, except if you have super big Mickey Mouse hands. You know how Mickey Mouse got those big hands in relation to his rest of his body? Okay, there you go. There is my review of the Spyderco Native 5. Lightweight, extremely light, and I highly, highly recommend it. So if you're interested in this product, please feel free to hit the description box and then hit the link below. It's an affiliate link. I'm letting you know up front. If you want to know what affiliate links are, just in case you didn't know, you're sort of new to this whole thing. What happens is I'm on Amazon. I sign up and I join a program, and I make special links through Amazon. And if somebody clicks on those links, I make a teeny percentage. It doesn't cost you anything whatsoever, but it's one of the things I do to help support my channel, because one thing I don't do and refuse to do is to monetize my videos. Like, I can monetize them if I wanted to be a butt, but I'm not. I'm nice. And I can ask for money to donate to keep on doing what I'm doing, which I don't like to do. I'm not saying it's wrong. Some people, it could be good, and it could be fundraising, doing stuff like that. Totally legit. That's people's choice. I prefer not to do it. I prefer to make my money with the stupid ads, which hopefully are something of interest because they work off of cookies. So it should be whatever you're interested in, or this something sort of in line with this video. And I do affiliate links, and I hope one day to retire from my job, which, by the way, was a question. What do I do for a living? What is my job? I'll answer that. We could do a little Q&A here. My boss told me to say I'm the copier man. Because he watches my video. Hello, Larry. Hi, Larry. He watches it, so I said hi. He said, say, I'm the copier man, the copymeister, the copyrama. For those of you who are too young to remember that, it's an old Saturday Night Live skit. And it's an obsession of mine, because I got obsessions, and that's why this is Gear Obsession channel. But what I really am in my real life and my real job that takes up most of my life is I'm a system administrator, so I'm a computer geek. I keep the computers running where I work, and I apply patches, and I keep it secure, unlike someone's email server. Okay, I digress again. Alright, so getting back to the subject matter at hand, Spyderco Native 5, highly recommended. Thank you very much for joining me here at the Gear Obsession channel. I really do appreciate every friend, viewer, subscriber, and especially you. And I hope you have a great day. Take care. Bye.